Hello. How's everyone doing today? I had most of the research done for this video before we went on vacation, but I hadn't finished it completely. So I figured I would wait till I got back from vacation to get it up. Hopefully, I'll have a What the Hell news coming out probably tomorrow, maybe tonight. I'm not sure. And I want to get a vlog out as well. But I just didn't have the gumption to put makeup on at 11:30 at night. So I figured, y'all not mind too much if I didn't put a vlog out till like tomorrow. I'm going to try to get those 3 videos out by tomorrow night so that we can start the week fresh on Monday and try to get my 3 videos out then. I'm going to try to keep this video short, although I know I tend to get a little long-winded. Also, something new and upcoming. I don't yet have a video out on it, but it will be coming soon. I'm probably going to try to get it started either tomorrow or Monday. I have a new YouTube channel called Mama Frog Shrinks. I'm starting a weight loss journey. I want to try to lose 50 to 60 pounds in 18 months and would love to bring you all along the journey with me. Not really sure how the channel is going to completely play out yet, but you're welcome to check that out as well. There will be links below so you can get to that a little easier. Alright, so with that being said and everybody being as caught up as I think to now, we're going to go ahead and jump into it, as Philip DeFranco says. So this video is on predictive policing. What it is, some of the techniques they use for it, some of the algorithms and equipment they use for it, and a little bit about Chicago because that's kind of where it started. What is predictive policing? It's when mathematical, predictive, and analytical techniques are used to point to potential criminal activity so that they can deploy officers, hopefully in advance to a crime, or at least increase the police activity in the area that they believe is a likely hotspot for crimes. Like I said, Chicago was one of the first to begin with the predictive policing. That was in 2008. They've kind of been a testing ground for a lot of the stuff. They had said that they have been able to reduce crime as much as 2 times what a human analyst can do. However, as I went through some of my research in that, I found out that they said they're not getting the desired results, that it's not working out for them as well as they had hoped. Basically what they're doing is they're assessing the risk of violence, predicting hotspots. They're creating an SSL, which is a strategic suspect list. This was created by Dr. Wernick's algorithm, and they found with that algorithm that so far in 2017, 70% of shooting victims were on that list, and 80% of the shooters were on that SSL list. So they were getting, I get, but I don't know how predictive that is because they weren't really predicting when these shootings were going to happen, but just the people that were likely involved. So I think they're working on tweaking that a little bit. South Wales has we're going to get into now some of the equipment that they use for this predictive policing for the analytics. One of the things that's being used in South Wales is a facial recognition van, and basically they deploy that mostly at like their soccer, or if you're from their football games, they in the large parking lots and the areas where the crowds are coming through, they will do facial recognition on the people in the crowds and see if anything matches up with people that are wanted or on a list, so to speak. The vans have been in testing for about 18 months. They are labeled that they are using facial recognition on there. So it does say either, I don't believe this van is one of the ones from South Wales. It looks like it's from somewhere else, but it was the picture I could find. So, oh crap. You're joking, right? My computer is so wonky. Go back. Alright, let's try that. There we go. I have other windows open because they have my research on them for another project, and sometimes the videos like to come on. But anyway, yeah, so they are labeled. The first arrest that was made using this technology in South Wales was on May 31st. They actually came out about and talked about the arrest 2 days later, but the first initial arrest with this software was May 31st, and they arrested someone that was on a wanted list. It was a gentleman, and so they are now going to be using this more frequently, I guess. They really wanted to start breaking into it and I guess testing it out. It just seems a little creepy to me that, you could be doing absolutely nothing and they're scanning your face. And that, I don't know. That just creeps me out a little bit. The next technology is the shot spotter. It basically is a gunshot detection algorithm. What they do is they deploy acoustic microphones or acoustic devices, and they can do it within a 10-mile square radius in a city, and it uses 3 points to triangulate where the gunshot was, or where the noise that's in the decibel level of a gunshot was. And they can deploy officers within 45, or put the alert out to officers within 45 seconds of the shot being fired. They also excuse me, it gives them the location of the shot, how many shots were fired, and the type of gunfire that it was, whether, what caliber and that they're dealing with. There have been some things that were not gunshots where they pulled up on, but that one to me seems okay. It doesn't record voice. It doesn't record anything but just that shot sound. It has to be of a certain decibel level before they'll even record it. It's currently being used in roughly 90 plus cities throughout the U.S., Puerto Rico, and the Virgin Islands, and South Africa. They're trying to get it out more places, but it hasn't yet. These are some of the cities where they use the shot spotter. New York, they've been using it for about 10 months. It has created 1,672 alerts where guns went off. 74% of those had no 911 call. So 74% of almost 1,700 alerts did not have a 911 call, and yet they were able to get there and provide assistance. And it has recovered 32 firearms, including 13 of which were cases with no 911 call, and 21 arrests, 8 of which there was no 911 call. So this one doesn't creep me out quite as bad as like the facial recognition in that, because if they are looking for a certain decibel, they're not deploying unless that decibel is reached, and it is having good results. They are actually being able to provide assistance where there's no 911 call for whatever reason, whether, the person wasn't able to, or people were scared, whatever the reason was, they didn't call 911, but the police were still able to be there for assistance. So that seems a little bit safer, I guess, to me. Although they say they don't record voice or video, but they do use it in conjunction with surveillance cameras and closed circuit television to get a picture of where they're going, which I guess makes some sense, because you're driving in blind. If you can get eyes on it before you go in, you know what you're dealing with. But at the same time, they are, it doesn't record anything, but they are using it in conjunction with things that do. So they also have these houses or buildings that are in different neighborhoods where they have police there that are gathering that information. The shot spotter information is all gathered in real time, and so the alerts are sent. Some of the cities, I know Chicago is one of them, where they have like forward deployment houses where they already have like officers or analysts there, so they get the information, and that's when they kick on to the closed circuit televisions or the surveillance video. They also use traffic cameras, anything like that they can tap into to gather more information. And they're not supposed to be gathering that information unless they have an alert that a shot is fired. But we know how that goes sometimes, and not necessarily is that always the case. So the next bit is license plate readers. This is another one that I take a little bit of exception with. They are automated. They are ALPRs, which are known as automated license plate readers. There are 85% or more police units, police departments that use ALPR in the United States. It's controlled high-speed cameras that are mounted on cop cars or on stationary poles through various places throughout cities. There has even been talk of that they deploy these on hydroponic stores and places like that are frequented, but what they say by people growing marijuana, which I have a story in my What the Hell News that you may want to check out if you're interested in that, where a family was actually really bothered because they had cops come in and but they were let into the house by cops with AKs and a battering ram because they thought they had marijuana on the premises, and it turned out to be a tomato. So, but they're a tomato plant. But there's more on that in the What the Hell News. But just to give you an idea of how some of these things are being used, and maybe there's a little bit of a stretch there. When a license plate comes into the view of the high-speed camera, the plate and the surroundings of the vehicle are a picture snapped. It can scan up to 1,800 license plates per minute. So, I mean, it could scan a whole parking lot in no time. And I saw some where they do use that to drive through parking lots and scan license plates to see if there's people they're looking for or anything like that. Supposedly, that's not done very often. But, again, we only get part of the story. They also have this down to where the algorithms they use can notice a pattern of a specific license plate and can, with reasonable certainty, over 90% predict where someone will be at any given moment. And that is very scary because that's just creepy. The biggest part of this that hits my creep factor button and my concerned button is the data that's collected through this is exempt from being part of public records. So you have no idea what they're collecting about you or what information they have on you from these license plate readers. So that's just something to keep in mind. It's a little creepy, a lot creepy. This one probably bothers me the most of all of them because of that. They can predict where someone's going to be at any given moment based on the activity of where your license plate has been, which also makes me believe that they've got these deployed in more places than they are actually letting us know that they do. So that's just a basic summary of some of the things they use in predictive policing. A lot of them are using all of these combined together, all of these techniques and algorithms that I went over. They're using them together to try to make things better, although, like I said, in Chicago, they weren't getting the results they wanted, and or the results that they were getting was not anywhere near what they thought they were going to be. So what do you all think of that? Comment below and let me know. Do you think we're heading towards a Minority Report type future? Are we headed in the right direction? Does this stuff not bother you? Do you think it's for our safety? Or do you believe that our rights are being violated? Or maybe not even that it's just maybe an overextension. Let me know what you all think. If you like what I've got going on, click on the like button. If you are new here or haven't yet, please hit the subscribe button. I'd love to have you. And as always, keep spreading love and light, and I'll catch you on the flip.